Hi, I'm Chris Walker from the Olympians.
And I'm Jackson Garrett, also from the Olympians.
And it's a Fried Chicken Friday.
Now let's
boogie
on over to the pledge.
Hi, I'm Caitlin from the Novas.
And I'm Blake from the Thunderbirds.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All STUCO members have a meeting in the Media Center after school Monday.
We also have a staff and student basketball game, so you better be there. What's for lunch today, Chris? Is it fried chicken?
Aw, shucks, we don't have fried chicken, but we do have potato-crusted fish sticks with cinnamon breadstick and ranch-baked chicken.
We also have fried chicken, peaches, and Brussels sprouts.
Don't forget the pasta bowl.
Now it's time for Raindrops with Reagan.
Hey, good morning, Plaza Middle School. That production staff in there, they've got their ducks in a row, don't they? They are with it. What a group of people. And I didn't know that we had such country folk here doing the news, but we do. And they're awesome. Awesome country people. And now for some sports before we get to the weather. The Battle of the Waving Wheat is this weekend. K-State versus Kansas. Mr. Comstock? Sorry, man. Kansas is going down. K-State's going to win this one easy, I think. I'm sorry, Mr. Comstock. Then we got Mizzou, who won last week, faces Vanderbilt this week. I think Mizzou's going to pull that one out. Mizzou will be victorious. A tough game this week for Nebraska again, who Nebraska pulled out the win last weekend over, who'd we play? Anybody? Wisconsin, yeah, and we barely won by 3. Big comeback. It was awesome. Great game. This week, Nebraska plays Ohio State, and I'm going with Nebraska again by 3. It's at Ohio State. It's going to be a great game. Mr. Sheriff's Iowa State Cyclones versus TCU. Tough, another tough game for Iowa State. They lost last week. I think they're going to come back and have a major victory over TCU. Iowa State wins. And then one last game, UCM, Mrs. Lewis's UCM versus Pitt State this weekend. Sorry, Mrs. Lewis. I think UCM is going down. Pitt State is going to win it. They were the national champions last year for Division II. Here we go. There's football for the weekend. Let's look at a little bit of weather. Look at that, 54 degrees today. Woo, that's a little chilly. Saturday, 53. 35 degrees overnight. Yikes. And Sunday, 30 degrees overnight, 58 for a high. We're heading into fall. This is going to be awesome football weather, though, isn't it? Awesome football weather. Monday, 67. Tuesday, 68. It's 60s for the remainder of the next week. All right, great weather. Here we go. I disappeared. Today's birthday, we have Collis Lee of the Phoenix, Asra Nuri of the Thunderbirds, and over the weekend, birthdays are Mark Allred of the Incredibles, Jonathan McMurray of the Phoenix, Serena Saylor of the Heroes, Mariah Smith of the Incredibles, and Mrs. White celebrating a birthday for the Incredibles. Happy birthday to all of you, especially Mrs. White. How about that birthday pencil? Don't forget to pick it up, Mrs. White. Look at the birthday pencil is jumping on a trampoline. There we go. That is awesome. Are we going to get some graphics? Wow. Dr. Ivy is awesome. She's going to be in the Olympics one day doing that stuff. Come on, clicker. There we go. That was your Raindrops with Reagan, and here is Dr. Ivy.
Thank you, Mr. Reagan. My son, Tate, he really wants to have a trampoline, and because he learned how to do a flip on it last weekend with a friend. So we won't show him that one because he'll think that I want one too. Hey, I have positive acts of kindness, and I'm going to try to go pretty quick, but I have a whole bunch of them. Mrs. Mathis, thank you for meeting with the family at a moment's notice. Way to go, Mrs. Mathis. And Mrs. Sumner, thanks for explaining things clearly so that I can understand. That's from a student. Way to go, Mrs. Sumner. And Mr. Jolliffe of the Heroes. A big thanks to Mr. Jolliffe for helping me start my car not once but twice. That's from Mrs. McMullen. Way to go, Mr. Jolliffe. And we have Mrs. Elliott of the Phoenix. She held someone's glasses during the incentive. That was very kind. We don't want those glasses to get broke. And Mrs. Callow, she watched another teacher's classroom when they had to step out to meet with a student. And Mr. Delaney helped out doing that same thing. Way to go, Mr. Delaney. Mrs. Wiederholt of the Heroes, she helped someone with their math and others with math. And that Mrs. Wiederholt, she loves her math and helping students. So thank you, Mrs. Wiederholt. Mrs. Thurston, she brought computers to a teacher when they forgot to pick them up. Mrs. Thurston's always very helpful, so we appreciate everything she does for us. Okay, we have some student positive acts of kindness. Alex Hammond of the Olympians. Oh, he was helping stack chairs. I like to have those chairs all stacked. And Elizabeth North did the same thing. Way to go, Elizabeth. Laura Lee Wilson, she did some stacking of chairs too. And then Bryn McCleary of the Novas picked up a water bottle a student had dropped without being asked. Way to be there to help out, Bryn. And Dakota Henry of the Legends, he organized those data binders. Those can get really messy, so thank you, Dakota. Caitlin Roby, she was cheering someone up when they weren't having a good morning. We all need a friend like that. So hope everybody's having a great Friday. Cole Mazetas of the Incredibles, he was stacking and cleaning up in Mrs. Richter's room at the end of the day. That's always very helpful, and I know the teachers are happy to give positive acts when you're helping tidy up the rooms. Gloria George of the Knights, she helped carry books when a student dropped them, so thank you for that. And Sinead Clark of the Novas, she helped pick up stuff from World Cultures of a student, so way to be there for a friend. Anaya Jeffries of the Olympians for sitting with someone when no one else would. That is a very good thing. Make sure that we're not having anyone sit alone in the cafeteria or anywhere else for that matter. Elena Parker of the Phoenix. Elena made sure to include a friend at lunch, and she did not want the friend to sit alone. Very good. And Delaney Whitman of the Thunderbirds for being there for a friend through thick and thin. So way to go, Delaney. Great job. Remember, we'll have certificates in your teacher's mailboxes to sit at the high tops. And let's have a fantastic Friday. And I'll be cheering on those Wildcats tomorrow. And I hope everyone has a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.
Let's make today count.
It's a great day to be a tiger. Wow.